Welcome to the social reel.
Hello, my friends. We meet again. What?
Oh,
I
gosh.
was going to be doing that anyway. Hello, my friends. We meet again. It's been a while. Where should I begin? As always, I am Aaron, joined by my producer and co-host Scott.
Hello.
We have a very. We hope everybody here is having a special Easter. Everybody who's watching along all the places that I promoted this today. But we do have a special guest today, and I just want to get him in here so we don't take up too much of his time. But we have the owner and operator, runner, manager,
the runner
of the guy who has made my entire room look like this,
has put him into debt single-handedly.
Yeah, we have Marc McLeod from Orbit DVD on with us today. Hi, Mark. How are you?
The
Technical
audio
issues. Whatever we have them. Hold on one second, Mark.
We were working.
We were. What happened? Oh, great.
We could try to unplug. You can try to unplug your headphone.
There we go. I hear something.
Is that better?
Oh,
there we go.
That's much better.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're back.
Yeah,
That's for
right.
video
Sorry.
games anyway, so let's get rid of that.
It's okay. Yeah, well, you sound fine.
Thank you. Yeah, and I always say that my role is more or less like the clueless '80s sitcom dad. You know, I just walk around from room to room, like going, "What's going on here?" You know, so that's really what I do on a daily
It's all
basis.
good. We appreciate you joining us today, and I appreciate you making my room look like this. I'm not even kidding you. I think 90% of these movies came directly from your store. I get a shipment once a week, and my wife's always like, "What? Stop ordering movies." And I'm like, I pre-ordered it from Orbit.
Right. I honestly, I don't remember. I don't even know how this happened. You know.
This box just randomly showed up on my doorstep. I don't know who ordered it.
So we talked to you about a year ago on our other show, but we've had some changes since then. We lost a host. It's not a big deal, but so we're not gonna go through all the origins of Orbit DVD or anything. But there's a lot going on with physical media right now. I'm a huge collector. I know there's still a lot of collectors out there, and I know there's some stuff going on with tariffs and stuff like that. So before we get into the tariff stuff, what's your most exciting physical release that you're most excited about in 2025?
Oh, well, there's three, and they come out one after the other. Y'all might know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Arrow UK's Man with No Name trilogy. You know,
Yes.
They're supposed to drop a week from Monday with a fistful of dollars, and then the next month for a few dollars more. Then finally the last month, Good, Bad, and the Ugly. But they've had. Let's just say that they got some production delays. Who knows what these delays actually are at this point for anybody? But anyway, they pushed it back to May 12th. So we're going to see hopefully two releases in May, and then the final one in June. This is easily the biggest title we have ever carried. We're super excited about it. Everybody's just extremely passionate about these films, and we know that Arrow is going to do an absolute bang up job with them. So yeah, that's easily the one that's on the recent horizon. So. Now that when third and fourth quarter start coming in, that's when all the bangers come out, So it's like, what else can they put out? It's like, well, they can put a lot of stuff out. So we're hoping for, Second Sight mentioned Possession at some point. Like Studio Canals, like they've got to release that Near Dark at some point, right? So that has got to come out at some point. I'm not, don't quote me on any of this, by the way, but it's just this hopeful.
No, it's so interesting.
Yeah, so
I really want to update a copy of Near Dark. Like that's one of my favorite vampire movies. And
absolutely.
I've just been waiting. I'm like, I keep hearing the announcement. I keep hearing it, and I'm like, when will Near Dark be out? But I actually pre-ordered. If for those that you don't know, Mark does Instagram live thing like every Thursday on the Orbit DVD website, and I always watch that. Sometimes I comment, sometimes I don't. I usually just want to hear what's going on. But you told me specifically that if I wanted each release, that I needed to order it like individually. So that day I went on and I ordered every of all those movies one by one. So I'm waiting for them to come in. I just had my Tombstone ship, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. We're like Arrow has just gone bonkers here as of late, and we're seeing titles released by them, even U.S. titles, which normally wouldn't sell as well as the U.K. titles for us, because you can get those in a more variety of outlets out there in the United States. So that we're finding those are selling almost as well as the UK titles for us, and they're selling out. Like Demolition Man is a good example. That was gone, the US version. Now the UK version, we got some copies left, but upcoming Dark City, is a US and UK title, I believe, and we're definitely getting the US title. We can't believe how many people are buying it. Well, we can. The films are fantastic, but
right.
But so we had to warn people with these, like Eastwood films, because the Eastwood films sort of like transcend or go beyond the usual realm of collecting for our customer base. We'll see people we have never seen before come in and buy them, and we want to make sure everybody gets a copy. And I really do think that if you do not pre-order this and you wait for copies to show up on the website, either ours or somewhere else, that you might miss out. I'm not quite sure. It's like we'll see what happens. Hopefully Arrow has made enough. Arrow really doesn't set a hard limit for anything, but they will. The way we've seen things trending here, at least in the past 6 months, an Arrow title this hot will sell out very, very soon.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the future of physical media, even though like everybody constantly says it's dying. From my perspective, about a year ago when we spoke, I shout it to whoever listens. I'm in like a bunch of 4K groups on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm like, Orbit DVD. Orbit DVD is the place you want to go to buy your stuff. And I have been noticing, I don't know if it's me personally or anything like that, but I have been noticing that you guys sell out a lot faster now. Like I have to be on it. Like I have to be on it or it's gone, or I have to pre-order it. But have you seen a lot of growth since the last time we at least talked to you?
Yeah, we have definitely grown quite a bit, at least in the past year and a half for sure. Yeah, easily since the last time we done this. I think it's different factors. Of course, word of mouth about us, but then also the hobby is expanding. It is growing. It's like especially 4K. And people are discovering that they want to get a player and they want to get the physical disc, and then they realize that especially once you step out the realm of the U.S. titles, they go, oh wow, there's a whole world of film out here that I can't access in the United States. So we are have been able to provide foreign release titles, mostly from the UK, but also Germany, Italy, Australia is a big country as well, France, what have you, but the hobby is growing, and especially we see huge jumps. Black Friday, everybody gets a player, and of course Christmas, and then tax returns. Like all this is just we are able to see who's a first time customer, and it's I can't tell you how many per day. It's dozens sometimes. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is amazing. I'm really happy for you guys. I was actually in Nashville like a couple weeks ago, and I searched how far. It was only like a 238-mile drive, and I thought about it. I was only there for the day, but I was like, if I could probably make it and then make it back to my flight. But I mean, what are some of the titles you see rushing out right now that people should probably pick up if they haven't yet? I mean, I personally, I look every day, and I think I pretty much have everything until those Clint Eastwood films come out. But is there anything like that FOMO or anything like that you're just like, I can't believe that's still on the site? Like what do you recommend?
What do I recommend? Oh wow!
Sorry, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to be a good interviewer.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. We have some of the limited edition Hitchers left, but those are going very fast, especially with the. And we'll talk about the Tariffs in a little bit. Those are not tariffed, so let's put it that way. So the customer will save some money. so those are really picking up steam. It's just the bangers that a lot of the companies that you would expect are putting out. Second Sight, they got 2 new releases coming up: House of the Devil and Coffee Table. Now, Coffee Table's been out already. It's it's a modern film, so that might not have as much traction as one of their older releases. But House of the Devil's done really well. A Tombstone. Yeah. I would say, now Tombstone has got some multifaceted factors going on there with that. We have a unique situation where we are not going to put the U.S. Steelbook on the site at all because we sold through all the pre-orders.
Thank God. The second I saw it for pre-order, I grabbed it. I was like, that. There's no way anybody's going to. There's no way.
Right, and in most cases with these major studios, they don't really care about us. They care about the larger accounts, i.e., used to be Best Buy, but Amazon and Walmart's basically the only two accounts that they're really concerned about. So we've seen in the past, recent past, where like we would set up a Steelbook pre-order from Universal or Warner Brothers US. UK Warner Brothers is awesome, by the way. And then they would pull our allocation and give it to somebody else. We would have to cancel the orders. We have not had those issues with Sony ever. Sony has been awesome. They've been really great. In addition to being great, we actually asked after Kilmer passed if we could possibly double our allocation, which still wasn't enough. I mean, we could have sold, their entire stock of it, to be honest.
Right.
And they were super gracious, and they actually doubled what we initially asked for. So we're going to have a true test with, they're releasing Kingdom of Heaven as well next month. And we were asking in advance, I went big. I said, can I get this many copies? If they say yes, then Sony is the company to work with as far as like a larger studio out there. But, if you miss out on the U.S. Tombstone, you got multiple options. One being the UK Steelbook is exactly the same. It's going to cost a little more money, of course, because of the tariffs. But and we don't know yet. A lot of them are putting peel-off rating stickers on them. So you can. It's either going to be on the J card. Warner Brothers is really good at this. Warner Brothers UK, you just peel that sticker right off, so it looks exactly like the US version.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Also, it seems like the Sony is trending to only do a Steelbook release in the United States. If you want to save money, and you actually will still save money with a tariff, buy the regular version with the slipcover. That version is also going to be available on the site after the pre-orders are over. And this is also coming out, like the U.S. Tombstone street dates on Tuesday. I don't know if anybody's going to have it on their site. My guess is Amazon might have a few copies that will sell out immediately. And then the UK versions come out a week later on the following Monday. We should have the 2 UK versions available, no problem. Sony's also been good about not really caring about limited edition. They don't really do a limited edition. So they will, if you track the story of Lawrence of Arabia Steelbook throughout the past 2 or 3 years, they'll sell out. It shoots up to like $80 on eBay. And then a few months later, here it is again. We can reorder it. So and I think Sony actually made an official announcement about both Tombstone and Kingdom of Heaven, saying these aren't limited. We're going to make more. It's just that we're just going to sell out of it, and we had to press more and then give it out to people like us. So, I'd say the Tombstone and Kingdom of Heaven are super exciting, very exciting. Sony has, of course, they signed a deal with Disney to have the rights to Disney films and 20th Century Fox films. So, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing Tombstone is Buena Vista official release, and then Kingdom of Heaven is 20th Century Fox. Of course, we all are hoping that the end game for Sony is a 4K Ernest box set. I think that's really what
that would be amazing.
I
want that right now,
right? I mean, that's like, and that'll show true dedication to fans if they give us at least the movies. Just give us those movies.
It's my childhood.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's like.
I want to show my kids him saving Christmas.
Pauly Shore, but a Pauly Shore box set also would I think sell very well. But the Ernest films, I think, they've been out of print for so long that I feel that would be a huge release.
I agree.
And it's like, how deep does Sony want to go?
Right?
That's basically it. So we'll see what happens.
I have two more questions before we get into the tariffs. One is, and this was asked by somebody else. Like, I've never wondered this, but somebody was, when I told somebody you were going to be on the show, they said, hey, ask him this. So if you can't answer this question, that's fine. I just am, this is for somebody else. You guys get a lot of early stuff, and do you ever get in trouble for like breaking street date or anything like that?
Yes.
I don't think. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. I had no idea, because I know you guys get stuff weeks in advance, and I'm like, well, it's on the site, so I'm ordering it. So.
Well, okay. So here's the deal, and it's basically, you know, the majors we adhere to street date as close as possible as we can. But however, you have to look at street date. So it's like, what is street date? My personal definition of street date is you are able to get out of bed, drive down to Suncoast or Best Buy, and buy it on the day it comes out. That doesn't exist anymore, right? You know, like you can't go anywhere to buy this product. So what we're all trying to do is to have it in your hands that day. So that involves mailing it a few days early. Now, sometimes people get lucky and they get stuff way ahead of time. And some, you know, but the goal is to get it there by street date. Now, then, that being said, a lot of the smaller companies, once they ship out their pre-orders to people who bought it off their website, they don't care. They don't care. So it's a lot of big product. We do give we don't want to do it so far in advance that that they get upset about anything. But you know, we have a sort of a strict set of dates that we do before a street date comes out, before we send it out. And also it's like when it comes to us too. So like Arrow is a good example. Arrow really doesn't care. As long as, now we did get a call from them, because like this is when we first started the Kenneth Branagh De Niro Frankenstein film. Okay. We got that like 6 weeks ahead, and we just really started selling online. So it's like, okay, cool, great. So, and we were even doing pre-orders then. So we put up on the website. But anyway, a reviewer, you know, those guys that get all the free movies to review, was extremely upset. How dare customers get this before he can review it? Oh, right. So you know, we got some guidelines by Arrow, and we've been adhering to those, no problem. The UK era titles usually come to us about a week before street date, and once again, pre-orders are fine. Some companies don't want us to put on social media that we have the product, and that's fine as well. You know, until street date, so that's fine as well. But you know, it's just sort of feeling out these companies, and our rule of thumb is like, if another website has this, or we're seeing social media posts that they're receiving it through the mail, then it's probably okay, until it's not okay. And Nora, that's not okay.
Ask for forgiveness later, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like, you know, we want to be, you know, these companies have been great to work with.
Right.
We have a personal relationship with a lot of them, and you know, we don't want to be that guy, you know, that place, you know. So it's like, there we go, yeah.
From Orbit DVD. sorry.
Just say the customers have ruined it. You know, it's like they never posted on social media or Reddit. You know, anything, you know, it's like nothing would have changed, and we're not trying to be sneaky at all. Like right. We're just like, we're fulfilling. You know, we know when these companies are shipping theirs, and once we start seeing social media posts that, you know, that they've got it, then okay, it's off to the races for a lot of these companies. But some companies do care, so we do wait till street day for them. We have a long list.
Well, like, I'm glad I asked that, because I thought you were just going to be like, no, we're fine, we're a business. No. So I'm glad that was a good answer.
We adhere to all the rules. You understand?
Yeah. No. So a lot of what I do is based on my past history and just in the business and stuff like that. I managed Blockbusters. I ran a video store for 20 years, and a local grocery store chain here called Ingles they were big into video stores, and they actually had Harry Potter, like the first Harry Potter, I want to say like maybe 8 or 10 weeks early. And they actually were told not to do it. And they did it. And they got in a world of pain after that. It was, you know, like titles were sent after street date to them for years, and you know, it was a mess. So, you know, I don't like ruffling feathers. I don't. But like,
Wow.
if everybody else is carrying it, everybody else is getting copies of it, then that's usually a good sign. And that's in the record industry too. So it's like this usually is saying, if you see your competition, i.e. probably Amazon, having this title available, then it's okay for you to put out on the shelves. And of course, before we went online completely, we had the stuff on the shelves. Someone could come in the store and buy it off the shelf, no problem. Because they weren't immediately going to Instagram and say, "I got this from Orbit." So
Yeah, I always tag you guys. I didn't know, so that's actually interesting. And then the other one, once again, this is another I guess viewer submitted question. I know the answer to this. You've already kind of talked about it on your Instagram lives, but you guys are getting what is it, Freddy? Why can't I think of the name?
Nightmare.
I'm just like Nightmare on Elm Street, the box set at some point this year.
That's what we've been told. Yeah. It's funny. You had a brain for it. I like someone like through the Instagram was like, kept saying, what's the status on NO? Is it Nightmare on Elm NOE? Yes. I'm like going, what? What are you talking about? So it's like, it took me a while to figure it out. So basically, Warner Brothers has when they put out series like that, it's a steel box like a case, and then it's foam. And then the steel books will be separated by foam in the cases. I would say earlier releases by them were not ideal as far as packaging and shipping and stuff. However, Warner Brothers UK has been actually fantastic. They are like, they'll say how many copies you want of anything before they even press it with us. So it's like they are incredible.
That is cool.
And they listen to you. They listen to you. They listen to us. They take the feedback seriously. So this packaging is getting better. Now that I know it's probably, I think it's like a placeholder on maybe a couple of sites, maybe like a Zavi has it or something like that.
Right.
But what we want to know, what I really want to know is, what have they done to them? It's like, is it, of course, their release of one, especially the Warner UK version last year, is one of my favorite releases of last year. The remastering was impeccable. It was absolutely fantastic. And it's like, are they going to apply that discipline to the remaining films? Something encouraging is actually, we have a filmmaker that lives in town here, you might know, named Jack Shoulder. Jack Shoulder worked for New Line Forever and did two. He did two, and I think worked on them off and on, because he was basically a New Line company employee. He also did the Hidden, things like that. But anyway, I saw I'm on his Instagram page, and he's been in LA working on two. Whether that's going to be a separate release like Nightmare 1, I don't know. Or are they working on all of them to put them in this box set? Once again, I don't know. However, Jack Shoulder has been confirmed to be working on two. So I am hoping that whatever he's doing will be included in this box set.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful they're going to work on them. Or I would hate for them to use old master.
Yeah, I agree.
Mastering and just put the rest of them out. People will buy it. They know people will buy it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll be one of those people, even though
will people as a whole be happy with one, maybe two being in great shape, and the rest of them maybe still kind of like murky? The Blu-rays are fine. I mean, I don't think I had a problem with those, but I like to see them revisit all of them.
Same. All right. So before we let you get out of here, so I know all about this because I listened to you, but I went and ordered Second Sight. Second Sight's my favorite. My favorite. They make in my opinion, they do the best. But I went and ordered Second Sight Nice Guys, and I saw a 5% tariff. And I was just hoping we could have you on to talk about that, because I know it's affecting a lot of the industry, like the Nintendo Switch 2, stuff like that. There's a lot of people kind of don't understand.
A lot of information out there, whether it's good or bad or misinformed.
So we want to hear it from you, straight from the source. That way, kind of people know what they're getting themselves into when they buy movies. I know it's already affected me, as I paid the little premium for Nice Guys. I don't care. That movie's awesome. Second Sight, I know they're going to knock it out of the park. So can you explain that to the viewers and to your what is it called? Your buyers? Sorry.
customers.
Yeah, customers. Yeah.
All right.
Online
so I
orders.
always preface this discussion with this is an economical discussion and not a political discussion. Let's get that out of the way.
That's fine.
Straight to the facts.
Yeah. We are. These things are real. We're dealing with it, and this is our life now. So regardless on whatever end of the political spectrum you may be, we're all in this together. So we actually had to. Well, we do get asked a few times a week. First of all, because people think that all tariffs have been suspended except for China. That is absolutely not true. That is not true. Every country in the world, including the one with the penguins, is okay. That's maybe a little political, but
it's okay.
You have to laugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
However,
everything goes here.
Yeah. I did see an administration reasoning. It's like, okay, it's almost like the offshore accounts, for these billion-dollar companies, So it's like, okay, I kind of get it. I'll still rib you about it a little bit, but anyway, like the entire world has 10% tariffs. I think they call it. We all have become experts in the past month, right? We've all been looking this stuff up. Reciprocal tariffs, which I still don't even know what that means, but the entire world has reciprocal tariffs except for China, which I dub, to use a genre fan, ludicrous speed variety of tariffs happening right now. So of course, the major company that we import, the major company we deal with is the UK. They have 10%. The second biggest country we deal with is Australia. Even though Australia has a trade surplus with America, meaning that they actually import more American goods than they export to America, they also have 10%. So we really don't deal with China that much. However, this will come later. I'll discuss China here in a little bit, but we are now being hit with everything coming into the States, 10% tariff fee. And so I used to play chess when I was younger. So I always look for any type of scenario I possibly can, any outlook. And I usually look at the worst and I sort of back myself up from that. We first were fearing it was going to be a 20% tariff from the UK, and that wasn't the case. It was going to be a 20% tariff from the EU, which is Germany, Italy, France. So if you're the media book fan, that's not good news. But anyway, the tariffs are here. We've been paying them. So it's just been trying to formulate a policy that we feel is I guess shows the fact that we are also part of the community, that we are also in this together, that this is something we are together with. You are, even though you are the customer, I am the seller. We also collect movies. We're also big fans of all these companies, Second Sight, Arrow, Eureka, stuff like that. And we want to make this as painless as we possibly can. So the policy that I provided, and this is maybe after even seeing some people online saying that, hey, and they really weren't mentioning me. They're saying, hey, Orbit will, go back and start charging 10% for everything. They're going to slap you with 10% when the pre-orders come in, this, that, and the other. So the official policy is if you had pre-ordered an item before April 2nd, that's the date that the tariffs were announced, I'm eating that 10%. So you basically get effectively a 10% coupon or discount on that product coming in. Anything after April 2nd, if you pre-order it, we will split the tariff with you, which is 5% for you, 5% for me. It sucks, but in a case like Nice Guys, I think it's only like maybe $250, something like that. So it takes a lot of the bite out of that. Now we are going to lose 5%. So it's going to be 5% gone from our bottom line. But we feel that that's the most sensible thing to do. Now then, if you order something that you did not pre-order, and it came in, that product got either restocked or came in for the first time after April 2nd, you'll pay the full 10% tariff on it. So, for example, the Hitcher, which I just mentioned, we were sitting on hundreds of copies of that. That's dwindling down. There's no tariff fees on that. There's no tariff fees on scanners of the Brood, because we all, like any Second Sight title, we order a buttload of them. We get tons of them to put on the site, make sure that we have as many copies as we can, as long as we can down the road. So those 3 second sight titles are not tariffed. However, like say for example, a standard second sight title like Blair Witch Project, we sold out of it after April 2nd. So we had to restock it from the UK. So that now has a tariff. You will see this in your shopping basket and as you check out, as you probably have seen at this point. So, we feel like that's probably it's not the easiest thing to do, but like it just feels like I just want to show that like we're like I just said that we're part of the community too. We're all in this together.
The most fair.
That's amazing to do.
And it sucks. It sucks. But there's also many other factors that we could talk about that just are not direct shipping from one country to another. You got to figure Aero US is made in the same. Their titles are also made in the same place as Aero UK. I think it's Poland, I believe is where they're made. Maybe Austria. I can't remember. So it's like, what happens there? But we have been in communication with these companies, these distributors that deal with the American product, and we're feeling pretty good about the American product right now. That of course can change. Oddly enough, I think they left alone Canada and Mexico. I think any movie from those 2 countries is okay because they were just hitting them with manufacturing goods and energy and building materials, and more industrial tariffs. And we think when I read this that, like, say, Shout Factory makes their discs, their movies in Mexico. So does I think Warner's US. There's a few companies that do. So I think they're okay for right now. So, but we'll see what happens in the future, of course.
Well, that's incredible for you to do for us, the customers, people that are buying for it. I mean, you guys could just charge the whole thing, but the fact that you're willing to, it's just, I mean, that's why I go to you guys. You guys are the best. In my opinion, you're better than Amazon. I'm definitely not throwing shade at Diabolic because I order from them too, but I still like you guys a little bit better because you can see the product, especially if you, so say like, there's something damaged or something scratched, you guys will put it right on the website. You'll show the picture of what's the matter, and then I still decide whether or not I want to order or not. You guys you're living my dream. I know it probably doesn't feel like it, but if I had the money, if I had the means, I would start a company just like Orbit, and I would sink every last cent I had into it, and I can't appreciate you guys enough. I mean, like I said, you put me into quite the debt here, but I don't mind. Almost like I said, 90% of that is from you. So
hey, I see some room there to your left. I think.
No, there's plenty of room. I had to redo the whole thing so I could. We're
not going to talk about the ones that he took down and traded in.
Yeah, I had to sell all that stuff. But Mark, I super appreciate you coming on. I hope we can get you on in the future, maybe when the tariffs go away, maybe we can get some more banger titles. Yep. But I super appreciate your time, all your information. You were an incredible guest. So now you guys have heard it straight from Mark about the tariffs. They're not going back and recharging you. Go pre-order stuff.
Yeah, stop making stuff up.
Yeah. Definitely go to Orbit DVD. Support them over Amazon or anything like that. They are a small business. They deserve your support. And we appreciate Mark coming on the show, talking to us. Thank you so much, Mark. Head on over to Orbit DVD, follow him on Instagram, and thank you, guys. Thank you. I don't know if it was you, but you followed me on Instagram yesterday, and it made me feel really good. So thank you.
that was me. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hearts.
Yeah. But we will talk to you. We'll do this again in a year. So
sounds good.
All right, Mark. Have a great day. Enjoy
Always
your
appreciated.
Easter.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, guys. So
there you heard it first.
Yeah, you heard it from him first.
Stop making things up.
He's still there.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, stop making things up.
Keep it in the room. So we can talk about. So we can listen to us talk about Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, no, he can hang out as long as he wants.
Oh, that's true. He can leave whenever he wants. Yeah. Okay, so go to Orbit DVD, order all your movies from there. That's what I do. I love having people like him on the show because then that way you can hear it directly from the person. You guys don't have to guess on Reddit and the 4K blogs on Facebook.
If I collected movies, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I know.
I would go support.
You're too cheap.
No, I would support the little guy, man, because that's what I like doing.
I know.
I like the homegrown, the mom and pop
me too,
stores,
dude.
man.
It's the
I mean,
best.
you could walk into a brick and mortar, you could talk to somebody.
Exactly.
They're
very knowledgeable.
you
That
can have
conversation we just had
conversations.
with Mark was one of the better conversations we've ever
Yeah.
had. And especially if you're not new to navigating 4K, but I see a lot of misinformation on these 4K websites. A lot of these people order from Groove, which is technically, I think it's ran by either Warner Brothers or something. I can't remember. And then I see a lot of people still ordering from Amazon. They're upset with the way their package comes. Anytime you order from Orbit, they take really good care of your steelbooks. They wrap them in bubble wrap. They double wrap them, and then they will put it in a box. I've never had an issue. It's never come damaged. You pay a little bit more because, and I'm not even saying they charge more. You pay a little bit more for quality, especially if you're a collector. You want your shit to look good. Their stuff looks great. It's my favorite company in the whole world.
Yeah.
But we got a couple movies to talk about, and then we're going to get out of here. If you haven't already, head on over to the social reel at TikTok. I figured we'd talk about Minecraft first since we all saw it, but
That's what was first.
All right.
I thought you were going into that one.
Head on over to
Fixing
TikTok.
fixing your camera here.
That's fine. I talked to my kids. We did a little fun interview. They're only about 9 minutes and 3 minutes long. It's pretty fun. We have some other stuff on the site too. We do the show once a week, but we're done with the podcast format. We're only doing YouTube and TikTok now. So if you are waiting to hear us on any of your podcast apps, don't worry about that. Just follow us here, share this stuff, and always be checking the YouTube for content, because that's where we're posting on now. I'm trying to
kind of condense everything down to kind of like a one format.
Yeah. So this week I was able to check out Sinners in Cine XL. I did not get to see it in IMAX. I heard it's incredible in IMAX. This movie is absolutely amazing. I like most of Ryan Coogler's stuff. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Black Panther, like the Black Panther movie. I know, sorry. I'm not a big fan of the Black Panther movies, not because I just think
First one was fine.
He's a boring character. I didn't even think the first one's fine, but it's just
fine.
whatever. But I'm more of I really like the Creed films. I liked Fruitvale Station, stuff like that. So this movie, Michael B. Jordan plays a twins, Smoke and Stack. What?
You're just shaking the shit out of the table today.
Who cares? Earthquake test. Who gives a shit?
You're gonna give our fucking audience like seizures.
Okay. Can I talk about the movie now? Or
Talk about it.
All right. So Michael B. Jordan plays twin brothers, Smoke and Stack. And I think from what I'm reading online, I don't know if this is 100% true, but before all the allegations, it was supposed to be Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, which I think would have been fucking incredible. Regardless, they both give incredible performances. They have a cousin who's really good at the guitar. They open up like a little gin joint on a plantation in Mississippi, part of the Jim Crow era, and the dude plays so good that he attracts vampires, and then it's a vampire movie for the rest of the film. I would compare this to From Dusk Till Dawn.
I was waiting for it.
That's how good it is.
Okay.
They follow vampire lore to the T. Gotta invite them in. Sun hurts them. Yeah. Garlic hurts them. It's none of this like spectacular, sparkly vampire stuff. If you kill the main vampire,
you'd say this is a very Tarantino-esque, almost
I
vampire
would say
flicks.
No,
I heard a lot of stuff saying that there was a lot of great dialogue.
There's some really good dialogue,
and that's what I kind of think of From Dusk Till Dawn, because you had the Clooney.
I would say it's more of like they're trapped in a bar and they have to fight their way out versus vampires. I would not compare this to a Tarantino film. However, I'd say it is as good as a Tarantino film.
Well, like Tarantino.
Yeah, it's very
esque.
Yeah, it's very Tarantino-esque, but it's like Ryan Coogler puts his own little panache on it. I think the dialogue in it is very good. There's some stuff in here that happens that's absolutely tragic, where you're just like, whoa, I cannot believe this is going on. Haley Steinfeld, or I can't remember how to pronounce her last name, but the chick who plays girl Hawkeye, she's awesome in it. The vampires are really cool. There's a lot of really cool like music scenes. There's this one scene where he's playing and like all of his ancestors are going like kind of weaving their way through the film, and it's mind-bogglingly good. I highly recommend checking this out in theaters if you haven't if you're like waiting for it to come on streaming or whatever, I think it's a better theater experience than it would be watching it at home. However,
Haley Steinfeld.
What did I say? Yeah, Steinfeld, right?
Isn't she married or engaged? Are they married?
Who?
To Josh Allen?
Is she?
Isn't that her?
That's cool. I love Josh Allen. So
She was in Pitch Perfect.
was she like the third one?
Right.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Third or second. One of those two.
Maybe the second. I can't remember. I love her. She's Edge of 17. Watch that. She's also.
I do like Edge of 17.
Yeah, it's a good movie. So, anyways, definitely go check out Sinners, and especially if you like good, like, I wouldn't call it horror because none of it was particularly scary, but it is really good. You get to watch a lot of like Ku Klux Klan members get absolutely murked. So that's pretty.
I can't see fucking shit in this thing.
Well, that's because they're getting
Josh
killed.
Allen.
Oh, cool. And then I think Scott and I went. Well, I went
To the movie.
I went.
He said he would never watch.
Yeah, I took my child because my child begged me to go see this. No, he literally begged. He literally saw the preview and begged me to go see Minecraft. I saw Minecraft,
and you were like, "Son, I've already made a promise and a pact to my show.
I'll do
that I
anything
would
for my
never
kids.
go
I'll
see
do
this
anything
movie."
for my kids." So I took them to see Minecraft. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was fun as hell. The story's super simplistic, but the jokes are all like very adult, very funny. Momoa is legitimately hilarious in this movie.
He's funny,
and
he's like his Fast and Furious.
He's over the top. I even like the
washed up rock star gamer kid, man. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm the leader.
It's just got his own store.
Yeah, dude, it's so
that nobody shops at.
When they find the crystal, he's like, I don't know, that stuff's stupid. It's just, don't even worry about it. And like, it's just the way he delivers lines. Him and Jack Black are hilarious. They kind of play off of each other.
There's a lot of stuff I didn't know going into this movie. Like apparently, my daughters knew all about it.
What?
Because I didn't know.
You didn't know the Technoblade reference?
That I knew because I've seen it on social media.
All right.
But there's like things that they knew that were like, because I guess they are very into Minecraft.
Really? I've tried to
play
it.
Know that.
I don't know anything.
I did not know that. Like,
when they come over to they can teach.
So
Parker,
at the end,
I have it for
when
PlayStation
he's
5.
got the wings, right? And they're talking about this dragon that they have to kill. She's like, my daughter says, she's like, Steve's already defeated the dragon. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, he's already defeated. You have to defeat the dragon in order to get the wings.
Jeez, okay.
And I'm like, okay, like where did that come from?
Right? Wow.
I just see him slap wings on the back of some dude and they fly off. I'm like, I don't know that.
I knew I should have brought
Elder
pairs.
Dragon or whatever they call it.
Don't look at me, dude. I've never played.
It was in the movie.
Second of Minecraft. I know. I remember when he slaps the wings on the back of him. That's like halfway through. You said the end.
Well, no, because I said that towards the end when they get the wings and they're flying and stuff, but at the end they were talking about like defeating the dragon or whatever the case may be.
I don't know. Parker had to pee like 14 times, so I didn't get to see the whole movie. Okay. I'll watch it again when it comes out. Like
the one I watched online was like still unfinished, and there was like times where like the people, like the pig people, like weren't talking because their mouths weren't moving.
The pink people,
the
village
pig people.
Oh, the pig people.
The pig people.
Gotcha.
The bad
General
people.
Chungus.
Yeah, whatever the hell her name was. But like there'd be times where like she'd be talking, like moving her mouth, and all of a sudden nothing. And then it would go to a scene that looked like
it was drawn
1979's like Toy Story original concepts, you know, and I'm like, is this movie supposed to be like this, or is this a screener version?
I'm glad it made all the money. We're gonna get a sequel, clearly, but I highly enjoyed it.
After credit scene,
no, dude, I didn't even make it.
Or
to
did
the
you
end.
look it up?
I didn't even. Like I said, I didn't even make it till the end.
Okay.
Parker was like, we have to leave. Well, they'll tell me about it when we're done here.
Okay.
So, yeah, I highly recommend seeing Minecraft with your children. If you're just a 45-year-old man,
go watch it by yourself.
No, don't do that.
You can shout chicken jockey and throw popcorn. And
I did record the chicken jockey scene just for fun. I was going to shout it, but there was
nobody did it.
No. I was going to shout it, but there was one other like dad and son, and I just didn't want to ruin their experience. So I was nice about it.
See, I don't mind the shouting thing. Like everybody, chicken jockey. Like I don't mind everybody shouting it out. As an older gentleman, I now would have problems with people just chucking food and drinks everywhere.
Absolutely.
Like that would piss me off.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Get out of here. I'm Aaron. That's Scott.
Oh, we're going right to it.
Yeah. Go ahead and follow us on the social medias, Social24 on YouTube. You can find a lot of fun stuff over there. Me trying the Minecraft meal, me interviewing my kids. Scott contributes absolutely nothing to the channel. And then
I don't want to boost the numbers a lot. I mean, I want
me and Kim
I want you
found
to have a fun
on Pizza Hut, like the sit-down Pizza Hut with the buffet, and AJ. I think I'm going to make a video of that.
Okay, yeah.
So you want to go with us Tuesday? You off Tuesday?
No.
You off Monday?
Yes.
Maybe I can talk to her tomorrow.
I might have stuff to do though. I'll talk to you offline.
All right. So, I'm gonna film that. We're gonna go check out the old Pizza Hut. Yeah, but definitely head on over to Orbit DVD. Please support Mark and all of his endeavors. Especially if you're into collecting physical media. If you're not into collecting physical media, I mean, they have books and stuff there too. But I highly recommend, like, especially if you're a collector like I am, to head on over and give them a like and follow them on Instagram and just, whatever. But head on over to Orbit DVD, and we will catch you next week. I'm Aaron.
And Scott.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.